Welcome back to another live stream on MLB 9 Innings 22. I'm your host, JayFish, and we have a very special guest joining us today. He's a 3-time MVP, 9-time All-Star, and MLB 9 Innings cover athlete, Mike Trout. Welcome.
What's up, Jay? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Can't complain.
All right, so baseball is back. You're out in Arizona for spring training. How does it feel to get back in the groove of things?
Feels great. Obviously, it's been a long time for me with the calf injury, but really anxious to get back out there. And the first couple of days have been great so far.
That's good. And you actually played a game earlier today, and you got a hit. How did that feel to get the swing back?
Yeah, no, it's just about all the timing. Get your legs underneath you. Obviously, a short spring this year, so it's a little different. But I'm looking forward to a good start to the season, and getting ready for opening day.
Do you think a shortened spring training will affect anybody's play this year, or do you think you guys will be able to handle it?
I think as a position player, shortened springs are always good. I think the pitchers stretching them guys out, they need it more than us. So I don't mind it, and I'm happy we're playing a full season. So.
And so you guys picked up Noah Syndergaard, and then also you got Lorenzen from the Reds. I'm gonna say, that rotation is looking a lot better this year. Are you excited about the season and into it with them?
Yeah, for sure. We had a lot of great new additions, and I'm just looking forward to a healthy lineup. Me, Rendon, Tani, Jay up. We brought a lot of guys in too as well. And as a from the pitching standpoint, when you add big name guys like that to the front of the rotation, it's a big help. And our bullpen, we got a lot of additions these last few weeks, and in the off season, it's going to be pretty special.
Yeah, that's exciting. So pretty much getting to this stream today, we just want to get to know you better. And so we're going to take a look back at your life, starting from when you were younger all the way up until right about now. And then after that, we'll change the topics. We'll go a little bit of random questions and stuff, ask you about video games, golf, all that good stuff. And then at the very end, we'll do a Q&A with some questions from the chat. How does that sound?
Perfect.
All right, cool. So, all right, we'll start out in your childhood. And when you were younger, you were a huge Philadelphia Phillies fan. And that means I got to ask you, what was it like playing back home against them for the first time, which I believe it was in 2014 because you've been in different leagues?
Yeah, no, it's always special going back home. Growing up as a Philly sports fan, obviously Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers. It was pretty cool to see that the fans welcome me back. And I think going back there, we go back there again today, or not today, but this year. I'm really looking forward to it. I know how passionate them fans are. They just want you to go out there and play hard every day and give it your all. And obviously, winning is big to them. And I'm an Eagles fan. I go to all majority of the games. I know I'm right there with them. I know the feeling of loving and supporting a team, and they got a great fan base.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, also when you were younger, you were number 2 in honor of your favorite baseball player, Derek Jeter, and you also played shortstop as well. What was it about him that made you look up to him the way you did?
Yeah, just the way he handled himself warming off the field. You really never really heard anything about him off the field, and the way he carried himself on the field, you could just tell he's a leader. And I take pride in that stuff. And I was a shortstop growing up, and then they moved me to the outfield. But no, I just love the way his game was, and the leadership role he had. Watching him play.
And did they have you at shortstop because you were always that biggest, strongest, fastest kid? I say you probably had the arm for it, the speed.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a shortstop, but I pitched a lot in high school, and they, my senior year, they thought that, take a lot of stress off the arm, move me to center, and I could, run a little pretty fast. So, and I could run some balls down the center. So I just made the switch, and I think it was the right one.
And so you said you pitched, and in your junior year of high school, you threw a no-hitter. 18 of the 21 outs were strikeouts. Did you ever see yourself pitching before they decided to keep your arm cooled down?
I just love competing. So, being on the mound, you got total control. So, other than that, I just pitched till I told I was not good enough to pitch. So, they just moved me to the outfield. So,
That makes sense. And then, so you were number 2 growing up, and then when you got to high school, you switched to number 1. What was the
yeah.
reason behind that?
Um, I always liked one. I was a Derek Jeter fan, obviously, but you know, I just like the number one. I pride my game after. I want to be the best on the field. Every time I step on the field, I want to be the best player. Um, and I just ran with it. I liked wearing number one.
I got you. Yeah, growing up, I wore 99 in honor of my favorite player, Manny Ramirez. And then I got to
There
high
you
school. I switched to 16 for no reason. But then my dad ended
go.
up telling me he was 16 in high school as well. And I was like, all
Oh
right, it just
wow,
worked out like that. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
And so, um, players of your caliber, high schools will sometimes retire the number and stuff. But instead of retiring it, they award it to the team captain each and every year. How did that come about?
Yeah, I think a lot of schools just retire the number, and I thought leaving something behind, being able to meet the kid every year. I go to the high school when I talk to the coaches and find out. We got a standard thing they got to achieve to be able to have a chance to wear the number one jersey for the season, and I let the coaches pick, and I think it's pretty cool because I get to go see them and give them the jersey and take a picture with them and just have a little conversation with them. Because I was in that situation as well. I was in the same spot they were.
And then when you got switched to outfield, then you stuck with that. But I saw Joe Madden, I think he was talking about possibly moving you out of center this year, like maybe a week ago, towards either left or right field, just because of injuries and stuff you've had in the past. And then what all happened with that situation?
Yeah, no, I had a long talk with Joe and Perry. I think I have like 9 years left on my deal, so yeah, I don't see myself moving from center field yet. Maybe down the road. We had a lengthy conversation about it, and there's a lot of pros, a lot of cons. I think for me, it's just I feel healthy enough, and my natural position is center field. There's a lot of things I need to work on. I know that. One of my goals this year is try to win a Gold Glove. I put in a lot of work during spring training so far on first step and just being a better outfielder. I basically, went up to the guys and when I first got the spring, and I told them lay it on the table for me what I need to work on, and they gave me a little spreadsheet what I need to work on in the outfield, and I'm working on it every single day to get better.
So you said you wanted to win a Gold Glove. You've been close a few times. Is that your main goal right now? I mean, you've won like every other award I can think of, honestly.
Yeah, people say I need to work on my defense, and the numbers I was looking at, with first step, wasn't that great last year. And there's always things you can improve on. Doesn't matter how good you do on the offensive side. You got to do you want to be a complete player, and I take pride in that stuff. And I think knowing what I was doing wrong and being able to work on it day in and day out, and, it's been going great so far. First step has been something I needed to work on, and I'm working on it hard in the spring, and hopefully it gets better.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So let's go ahead and move on to the draft back in 2009. And so MLB Network, that was the first year they hosted it. And I think it was the first year they also invited top prospects to show up in person. And you were the only one to show up. What made you go?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was close to my house. It was only a few hours, and I had a sense of I could possibly get picked in the first round, and I knew that I was only going to get drafted once, and I thought it was a great opportunity for me and my family to experience it. I had coaches go up there, and I think looking back, it was probably one of the coolest moments I've had. Being up there and getting your jersey, taking a picture with the commission. Being the only one there, it was a weird feeling because yeah, you wanted to get picked, and every time like a mic came up, you thought it would be you, but it wasn't. So finally, I got drafted in obviously the first round, and yeah, I think it set a little tone for guys to to take advantage of it and come to the draft. I think it's you see other sports do it and have big drafts and pretty cool parties and stuff. I think MLB is starting to go in that direction.
Yeah, and then so you get selected the 25th pick to the Angels. What was it like hearing your name called after all that hard work you had put into up to that point?
Yeah, no, it was just it was a pretty surreal feeling. You work, as a kid, your lifetime goal is to become a professional baseball player, and getting an opportunity, and the Angels taking a chance on a young 17-year-old from southern New Jersey, which not a lot of people come out of the East Coast like this, and I think it was a good moment for East Coast kids and New Jersey to be able to go out there and show that we could play too.
And I saw that the scout that was assigned to your area back when you were in high school, when he went to your high school and he was watching you play and stuff, he recognized the last name. He actually played, or I think he played against your dad back in high school. And so
Yeah.
your dad also played professional baseball. He made it to the minors. I would say, how much of an influence did he have on you growing up?
Yeah, he's obviously Derek Jeter. I followed, but my role model growing up was my dad for sure. Um, you know the road he took, was a difficult road, but he got the double A and had some knee problems, but I think along the way, I couldn't have done any of this without my parents. My dad obviously, played on the baseball side, but my mom was there still as well. The sacrifices they put the time in, and just every day, flipping to me and go outside, and, hitting the wiffle ball, Homerun Derby, whatever it was, even in the house, which I probably shouldn't have done, but just little stuff like that, and they've a lot of sacrifice, and it's all paid off.
Yeah, so you talk about him and how much of an influence it was, but when you got to high school, he took a step back and pretty much just let the coaches do their thing. How important was that to you for your development?
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was still there to give me some tips here and there, but he just he let me do my thing, and I think that was probably a reason why I'm here today. He kind of just let me figure it out on my own, and I think it helped me. I think I have a lot of great coaches along the way, and he still gives me some tips here and there on what he sees, and I'm really close to my parents, and it's you know he basically just said go do your thing, and kind of took some pressure off me, because every little kid that wants to go out there, you want to perform for your family, and obviously, if your dad's a coach, you put a little extra pressure on yourself, and me being able to go out there and just do my thing and not worry about that, I think that helped me tremendously.
Yeah, that was the same thing for me growing up. My dad always coached me, and then I got to high school, and he just let me go do my thing. That was a big step towards independence and stuff as well. And let's say it helped me tremendously as well, just growing as a player.
For sure.
And so now that we've hit your childhood and stuff, high school, and then the draft, we're gonna get into your actual cards and stuff in the game. And that leads me to ask you: have you ever collected any sort of baseball cards before?
Um, I think, you know, I really didn't collect them that much. They're obviously tops and everything's out there. But having your own baseball card, I think that was special. My dad had one, and I thought that was pretty cool. I obviously collected that. Everywhere so often. I mean, you go to the little stores around town, you'll see the baseball cards when you check out. And always, always, if they were sitting right there, try to buy a pack and open them up to see if you get your favorite player.
Yeah, yeah. And so I saw on your Instagram you posted a picture of a video of a kid that pulled like a winter snow edition of your card. Can you explain that? I would say I wasn't sure if that was like a really valuable card or what.
No, I think just seeing reactions. That's what it's all about. It's all about the kids' reactions when they get a cool card, and I just thought it was a great opportunity for me to congratulate them. I think it's a game to a lot of guys, collecting cards, and yeah, there's some pretty cool cards out there, and Tops. They do a great job on creating new ones each and every year. And I look forward to seeing them every time the new ones come out.
Yeah, the rookie of the year ones I think are normally the ones that normally go for a lot and stuff. And I used
Yeah,
to collect
for
as well,
sure.
so I still got them in there. I was just an amateur, but I would
Yeah,
say definitely good times collecting the cards.
for
Okay,
sure.
so we're gonna go through your career and stuff. We're gonna take a look back at some of your most significant seasons and stuff like that. But we'll also be pulling up some in-game cards of you as well, and MLB 9 22. And so I'm gonna pull up. And before we do that, I was gonna pull up your 12 card, but your first in MLB was 2011, and that's when you
Hmm.
made your MLB debut. And so you were
Yeah,
19 years old. You had eventually got called up to the bigs. What was it
yeah.
like playing in your first ever MLB game?
I actually felt like I was playing a video game. I had to, call timeout and just sit back. And a lot of people tell you, not looking back. I mean, they're really right on trying to slow the game down. Once you can go through the minor leagues and prepare yourself as much as you want, but until you go up there and experience it, there's nothing like it, and it's basically a huge adrenaline rush. Trying to The whole key is just trying to control it and settle and slow the game down, which is hard to do because you're trying to perform. It's your first game debuting, and it was special.
Yeah, I say the nerves had to be pretty high out there. Just calming down, clearing the mechanism and everything. I say that just had to have been absolutely crazy and stuff. So your first game, you actually didn't get a hit. And career firsts are a
No.
big thing in baseball. Can you take me back it through what your first hit was like?
My first hit was a bunt.
Mhm.
Uh, it was a sack bunt. I just beat it out. Talk about nerve wracking, because Social's, you got to earn the respect for the manager, and Social's one of them guys. You want to get he's big on getting the bunt down and doing the signs as he should be, as all managers. If they give you a sign or give you something to do, you want to do it. And I laid down a perfect bunt and I beat it out, and got my first hit.
There was also, I think, an overthrow on that, and it scored a run or two as well. But say that hustle, I would say that probably calls that throw.
Yeah, it's all about putting pressure on the defense, and it certainly did.
And then your first home run, I believe it was against the Orioles. Can you take me through what that was like around the base for the first time?
Yeah, for me, I knew I hit it good, and I knew we were in Baltimore. I knew the ball was flying, and it went out, and it was a special moment. It's probably the fastest I ever ran around the bases for a home run, because back then, you're a rookie, you just want to do good for the team, and sprinting around the bases. So, but it was special to do it on the East Coast and have family there to see it. That's even more special.
And so Zach Campbell, he's a baseball collector. I believe he caught your first home run. He's also known for catching Alex Rodriguez's 3,000 hit, which was a solo shot.
Yeah,
Did you get that baseball back?
I did. Zach over the years, it's crazy. Just you show up at a ballpark and he's there, and he's usually in the right spot, which is pretty amazing on getting a home run ball. And he's caught a lot over the years, and that's what he's known for. It's them big moments. He's got the tickets, and he's a really, I would say, I mean, he's been doing it for so long. So I don't know if you call it luck, but I guess catching a homer is kind of luck. So I don't know, but I got to talk to him over the years, and it seems like like I said, every city I go to, it's he's there.
That's cool. I wasn't sure if you knew him that well because I would say he's well known. I think he's has over like 11,000 something baseballs. I saw that he's just caught and
That's
collected and
yeah,
just whatever. It's
it's
just an insane
unbelievable.
amount. I would say it seemed like luck, but like you said, there's probably a lot of stuff that goes in behind the scenes of who's playing where and making sure you're in, just like you said, the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So you get called up to the majors, and now you start in 2012. This is your rookie season, and let's go ahead and bring up your card in the game. This is your normal
Hmm.
card. It's the base card in the game. So you play it as well, so you know a little bit about that. So your rookie season, you bat 326, a career high. You have you join the 30 for 30 club with 30 home runs and 49 stolen bases, and you win Rookie of the Year. How are you able to perform at such a high level that early on in your career at just 20 years old?
Like I said before, it's just slowing the game down and then just playing the game you love. Just for me, like I told you before, I always tell myself I'm the best player on the field, and no one's better than me. Just to have that confidence. When you're in the box, you own that box. It's a one-on-one battle with the pitcher, and you're trying to win that every pitch. And I think the routine I had going, and I still do it. You practice real hard, to perform in the game, and when a situation comes up in the game, you're prepared. I think that's big for me.
So your mentality in the plate is a lot of it a guessing game, or do you just get to know the pitcher very well? I would say, how do you go into the at bats? Do you know what you're facing? Is it just the work you put in the off time?
Um, there's a lot to it. I can't tell you all the secrets. No, but it's all preparation for me. It's just the mindset of knowing what we have a lot of. There's a lot of analytics in the game, so I know a lot of percentages of what I'm going to see up there. And a lot of the guys I've already faced a couple of times, so I kind of got an idea what they have. For me, it's just the routine, and the pregame stuff is big for me. When I know my swing's right, and I take that right into the game. And then I know when my swing's a little off, and I know I try to figure out. That's how you get cut them slumps. If you go 0 for 4 or 0 for 5, and that stuff doesn't carry over for an 0 for 10. I think trying to fix that and knowing your body, knowing your swing, I think that's what makes you successful.
And then you had a lot of crazy stuff happen in your rookie season, awards and stuff. Just you had an excellent season. What was your favorite moment?
Um, Favorite moment of my rookie season. Hmm. Um, I just think putting a whole full season together. You play, you know, you play a full 100, a full season, which is incredible. It's a long season, and to be able to do it fully, staying healthy. I think that the stolen bases was pretty cool. I actually got thrown out my last game of the season to get 50, which wasn't a cool moment, but it was something to remember. Because basically they knew when I got on first base I was stealing every time just to get 50, try to. But no, I think just building off that year, just looking back, and um, after the success I had, and like you said, winning Rookie of the Year, I thought it was a pretty special moment for me and my family.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy year. And so let's go ahead and flash forward 2 seasons to your 14 season, and we'll bring up your 14 signature card we have in the game. There it is. And so these cards in the game, they're pretty much the best cards in the game. They have really good special effects that you get with them and stuff. And a way a player gets one is they have a pretty good season, and you have a lot of these cards. And so you have another great season in 2014. You bat 287, you have 36 home runs and a career high 111 RBIs. And with that, you brought home your first ever MVP award. How special was it to you winning that award for the first time?
Oh, it's huge. Real special for it was a big moment for my wife and I and my family. I put in a lot of work. I put a lot of time away for them, and it paid off. 14, we had the best record in baseball. We made the playoffs. Short stint in the playoffs, but it was something I'll never forget. Celebrating with the fans on the field. We had a great veteran core group, and like I said, just being able to celebrate with the fans. It was pretty cool.
And so I mentioned how many awards you've won. Was this the top award for you to try and win out of all of them?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, being the most valuable player, that's your goal. Like I said, I come in every year trying to be the best player on the field, and if you go out there and play a full season, and for me, if I have that mindset and be out there, full for the full season, it's if there's always a chance.
And then focusing on that RBI stat, that was your career high. You led the league in it. And then you mentioned how 14, you had a very good team, say best record in baseball. Was that RBI getting the guys in? Was it just them being on base more often, or was it a different approach coming to the plate, or what? How did that come about?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's gone by so quick. It's a lot of guys tell you enjoy it because it will fly by, and it has flown by. It has flown by, and I mean, you got to give credit to when it's credit's due. I think your teammates, none of this is possible without your teammates. It doesn't matter, winning an MVP award. It's not just obviously it's you're the one winning the MVP, but not having, like you said, your teammates on base or hitting you in, scoring a lot of runs, giving you chances, giving you opportunities to succeed, picking you up when you're down. A lot of the stuff that people don't see. The teammates are huge. They deserve it just as much as you do. So
Yeah, that's what I figured. That makes sense. And then that's not the only MVP you actually won in 2014. You played in the All-Star game for the third time, and you actually took home the 2014 All-Star game MVP. And before we go any further on that, let me bring up your 2015 card, your All-Star card in the game. Pretty much just like the normal card, it's just an All-Star version. If you make the roster for that year, you get that card. And so in 2015 as well, you were an All-Star again, and you won All-Star game MVP for the second time in a row, which had never been done again. Where do these awards rank among your many successes?
they're up there. I mean, you're on a field with the best in both leagues, and to be able to go out there and perform. And like I said, I just had that mentality of trying to be the best player on the field at all times. And I got a few pitches to hit, and I didn't miss them. So it was special. I think every All Star game, you go out there, it's for the fans, to be able to put on a show. And that was the mindset I had. Just go out there, put on a show, and happen to win two MVPs.
And that year, it was actually hosted in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. That's actually my hometown as well. What's your favorite ballpark and or city to play in?
Obviously Anaheim, can't beat Anaheim, but that's a tough one. I love going to Philly. I think it's always special to me. I love the ballpark, love the fans. I think always going back there. New York as well. I love hitting in New York. Um, but I would probably say probably Philadelphia.
Gotcha. Do you enjoy playing in Colorado at all? Being able to hit the ball a little bit farther?
Yeah, I love hitting there. Outfield's a little difficult because it looks when you're out there it looks so big, but the ball flies. So
And then you win the All-Star Game MVP that year, but then in the Homerun Derby, a good friend of yours, Todd Frazier, who actually is a Jersey native as well, he competed in the Homerun Derby. He was on the Reds at the time. He ended up winning it. How cool was it having you win the All-Star Game MVP and then him winning the Homerun Derby award the night before?
yeah, no, I think it was special for him, because he basically being a Cincinnati a Reds guy, home guy to win it. And with I think his brother was pitching as well, so I think that's even more special. So obviously Jersey guys pull for each other. Frage is a good friend of mine, and we Jersey boys stick together. So I was really happy he won, and what a show he put on.
And when was the first time you guys ended up meeting each other? Was it back in high school? Did you guys meet each other then, or?
I'm not sure when the first time we met. But obviously with baseball, you see each other a lot, city to city. So, just built the friendship up, and a lot of all the Jersey guys stick together. So, all the East Coast guys.
And then this past year, you had another good buddy, a teammate of yours, Shohei Ohtani, compete in the Home Run Derby. What did you say to him on that FaceTime call? You FaceTimed him during the Home Run Derby. What did you say?
Yeah, I just told him hit the ball the other way. I mean, you don't need to pull it. I think the worst thing. I mean, it was good for the fans because they saw what he could do. In BP, he hit one like out of the stadium or something, which was unbelievable. I see it on a daily basis, so it was still impressive as well. But no, I think if he would have just stayed, he's got ridiculous power. So if he would have just stayed opposite field, and if he got a pitch in, just reacted to it, I think he would have had a little better. Um, I think he was getting a little pool happy, so I just told him, stay the other way because he can leave the ballpark any foul pole to foul pole.
Yeah, his power is absolutely insane. I think it was Juan Soto with that big round he had against them. They were like in the tie off or whatever. I think
Yeah,
it was probably he just got worn down, honestly. That was a long round. That was a lot of home runs.
for sure.
And then last question on the Homerun Derby. I know you enjoy spending time with family and friends during the All-Star break, and you also like watching other players compete. Do you ever think you'll get the itch to compete in one before you retire, though?
I'm not sure. I get asked every year. I obviously hit a lot of home runs during the regular season. I participated in Homerun Derby when I was in the minor leagues, and yeah, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like it was. It's not my thing. I don't. I haven't really. It's not a firm answer right now. I can't tell you yes or no, but you never know. I don't know.
Yeah, when I think of that, I think of like LeBron James and the NBA, how he's never done the dunk competition. They're like, "Are you ever gonna do one? Like, why don't you do one?" So I was like, I mean, that's when I think of you with the Homer Derby, that's what I compare it to. So,
Appreciate that.
all right, so let me go ahead and let's bring up your 2016 card. Let's fast forward to that season, and we'll bring up your prime card. So prime cards, pretty much the game developers will give a prime to a good player his best year pretty much, unless he has multiple teams since he's had with teams. And so 2016, you have another great season. You bat 315 with 29 home runs and 100 RBIs. And so, like I said, they'll give this prime card to what they feel is your best year. Do you agree with the game developers that this was your best season so far?
Um, I don't know. My rookie year is pretty good. I mean, 30 homers, 49 stolen bases, and over 300. I think that's pretty cool. And then 19, I had a pretty good year as well. Um, Offensive side, not sure my numbers in 19, but um, uh, I think I don't know. My rookie year going back, I think that was probably one of the better years I had.
Yeah, in 19, you ended up, I won't pull up your card in the game, but in 19, you won MVP again for the third time. You also hit a career high of 45 home runs. What led
There
to
you go.
that power hitting differential?
Getting making sure my swing was right and getting pitches and not missing them. I could if I go up there and try to hit a home run, I'm going to get out every time. So if I just keep my approach and get a pitch to drive, and good things happen.
Alrighty. And so, real quick, I just want to ask you a few questions in terms of the signature cards that we have in the game. So let me go ahead and can you see all these cards right here from 12 all the way to 20? It might be
I can
blocked out a little bit.
I can see 2019,
Can you see a
18.
few of the one in there? All right,
What's
so
that?
that's some of the card art you have. I would say, can you see you can see those ones in the middle?
Yeah, 2019, 18. Yeah.
So this card art, you get a picture of what you actually playing in the game. For a future signature card, we can suggest to game development in terms of what you want your card to look like. And so looking at those you see in the middle, is there any sort of stance or pose you would want to see, or like home or away jersey or anything like that? Any suggestions you could give for a future one?
Uh, I love the white jerseys. Um, I don't know what's going on in my face with 18. Like, did I just miss a pitch? I'm like, am I blowing a kiss or I don't know, to my wife? I don't know. I don't know. It is kind of sick picture though. So I think it's like
Alrighty. So
good.
would you want to be like in a stance like this in 17?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Maybe I don't know if they can do full body, but maybe like a full body shot.
Alrighty. Yep. I was say they'll definitely probably take that into consideration from the man
Yeah.
himself. All right, and so that's pretty much all we have in terms of like your season, your career, and stuff. Now, we'll go ahead and just get in some random questions for a little bit, and then we'll do a Q&A at the end with the questions from the chat, and then that'll pretty much do it.
Perfect.
All right, and so back, we'll start with golf. So, in your off time, you love to play golf. I mean, this is widely known. I gotta ask, what made you start getting into golf?
Tiger Woods. I just love the way. Yeah, I think any sports guy or any person that loves sports kind of saw the way he attacked the game and what he brought to the game of golf. It just I wanted to start playing it.
Say, how young were you when you first started playing? Was it like really young, or when you got to high school?
Yeah, I think it was high school I started playing. Not sure the exact date or age. I would say probably high school. My brother played in high school, and I started playing. But yeah, probably high school.
All right, and so let's go ahead and play this video of you at Top Golf. You hit an
Mm.
absolute moonshot.
Mm.
Go ahead and so there you are. I mean, you destroyed this thing. Did that go over the net?
Yeah, it went over the net. No, I think you got an audience. People wanted to see you swing as hard as you can. It was one of them ones where I swung as hard as I can, and I connected and went straight. It's golf's a hard sport. Um, it's very very fun. It's a fun sport, but it's very humbling as well. But yeah, every chance I get on an off day, I love to go golf. So
And then also, let's go ahead and play this clip of you during quarantine. You hit this little trick shot right here. How many takes did that take?
it took a few. I wouldn't say a lot, but it took a few. Um, I think a lot of
You were so
people.
hyped right there.
I was. I mean, what can you do during quarantine? So, it was me and my buddy Michael Kahn. We were there, and we were doing a bunch of stuff. We were driving my wife crazy because he was staying with me, and we were bored, and we just said let's just do some trick shots, and happened to make one. We tried a bunch more that did not get posted because they were not accomplished. But yeah, it was fun, and we got a laugh out of it.
I must say, give some respect to Dude Perfect. Once you try and do that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, what's the best round you've ever shot?
Best round I've ever shot. I think it was a 68. It's the best I got. When I was playing a lot. It was actually during COVID. I was playing a lot. Um, I was heading to the course every day, and trying to get better. And we were going back and forth. A couple of my teammates, and that's the best. Now, uh, like high 70s, low 80s. So game went downhill a little bit, especially when you don't play. Golf is very strategic. You got to sharpen your skills every single day, and you can't take a week off. You can't take a month off. Golf is a very humbling sport.
And so, some courses are harder than others. What's the hardest course that you've played at?
I would have to say Silverleaf, and here in Arizona, it's just where Jay plays. So it's just very narrow, and the greens are just like putting on glass. It's very frustrating, and you really got to pay attention to the shots and stay focused the whole round, because once you get your mind off a shot and just go up there and whack the ball, it's not gonna come out the right way.
And so, have you ever played against any professional golfers, or do you just play with family and friends?
Um, I know a few golfers. Playing with them, I haven't played with no, but I just play with teammates and friends and family. I beat my dad and brother all the time, so I love doing that. So
So, you've never played against any professional golfers. Would you ever consider playing in a pro-am tournament one day?
yeah, I mean, I get invited a lot. Down the road for sure. It was tough this off season. I got a kid, so I had a little boy, so he takes a lot of time off your hands. So it was a little tough this off season, but yeah, for sure down the road.
All right. And so let's go ahead and move on to video games. You're a big Warzone guy. And let's go ahead and actually pull up this clip from last season.
Hmm.
And so he asks you in this clip, is it the MP5 or Mac 10? And I believe you raise your left hand for the Mac 10, correct?
I think so. The MP5 was like the OG SMG, so I loved using that. But the Mac, I think at the time, the Mac 10 was the best gun. So you got to use what's meta. If not, you got a disadvantage. So
I was just about to ask, what's the meta now? Because you're still playing, correct?
yeah, depends what game you're playing. Uh, right now, I'm rocking brand well gun. I think that's the meta. Don't like. I mean, I don't like how the brand is so slow. So, which is tough. But yeah, right now it's the loadout is Bren and Wellgun.
Gotcha. And so let's go ahead and bring up this this clip of you, or this photo of you with a 500-pound grouper. How often do you fish? Do you fish a lot?
That was a family vacation down in Key West. Talk about struggle getting that thing in. It's like bringing in like a wet mattress. It was tough. But yeah, I like to fish. I've got a pond behind my house now. I take my son out there all the time. He's starting to get to an age where he likes fishing. So yeah, I love to fish in my free time.
And so, like you said, that probably was a pain in the butt to reel in. Like you see on Wicked Tuna, that takes like sometimes hours. How long did that take to reel that thing in?
It wasn't too bad. I think it was like 20 minutes, but we definitely had to take turns to the forum. It was definitely a forum workout. And it was a cool moment for me, my family, just to pull in a fish like that. It's pretty crazy to see. When you're swimming in the ocean, you got stuff a lot bigger down there than you expect, and there's a lot of stuff swimming under there that's bigger than what I caught. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I've never fished out in the ocean, only my back pond. I've pulled in maybe a 15-pound bass, so I'd have no clue what that has to be like around that thing.
Yeah, 15 pounds is a big bass, dude. That's a nice bass.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest thing we got in that pond. So, all right. That's all the time we pretty much have for the random questions. Now we're going to get into a Q&A real quick with some questions from the chat. So let's go ahead and start off with Super Pats 54 and Yankees fan DZ asked the same question. And it was question from Mike Trout. Who is the toughest pitcher you have faced in your career so far?
Toughest pitcher? I'd have to go Max Scherzer. It's always a battle with him. I was happy when he went to the National League, and when we faced him in Detroit, man, he was tough to hit.
Now, does DeGrom make a case for that all with how he's been throwing the past few seasons?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I haven't really faced him that much. Faced him in the All-Star game, but he's definitely up there. If I faced him every day, he'd probably be up there for sure.
All righty. So let's see another question. What was your reaction when you heard Albert Pujols got traded to the Angels way back when?
It was something. Growing up as a kid, watching ESPN, you always saw Albert Pujols on the screen, and to be able to put on the same uniform as Albert and be able to pick his brain, I learned so much from Albert. When his time was here, and just everything he does for the game of baseball, and just being able to, like I said, pick his brain and talk to him about all the experiences and the stuff that he's went through and what he knows about the game. I've learned a lot from him.
All righty. And so let's see. And that was St. Louis David 50, by the way, guys. I apologize. I didn't say his name. Let's see.
St. Louis Cardinals, great fans. Great fans.
Saint Draven, I believe is how you pronounce it. What pitcher from before your time would you have loved to hit a home run off of?
um, before my time. So, I talked to a lot of coaches. You know, when I asked them who was their toughest pitcher, you got Randy Johnson, you got Roger Clemens. I think, Pedro Martinez. I think, it would have been a tough battle, but I'm always up for the challenge. They got unbelievable stuff, and I think facing them, just seeing what they got, because they were the best in the game, and you always want to go up against the best.
And so, since we're on the historical players kind of thing, we have historical legends coming to the game really soon in MLB Innings 22. Off the top of your head, what's a historical player you would love to see in the game? And if it's already in the game, that's okay.
I get compared to Mickey Mantle a lot, so I think that was, that'd be something cool to see. Babe Ruth. You see stuff what Shohei Ohtani's doing right now. It's pitching and hitting. I think that's it's like bringing back Little League back to the majors. So yeah, probably them two.
All right, and then let's see. One more question we have time for, and then we'll go ahead and have to end this. Let's see. All right, Gideon McHugh asks, Mike Trout, what was your first ever playoff game like? How did it feel?
Yeah, first ever playoff game. It was it kind of felt like my debut. Very adrenaline rush, sold out crowd, very special moment. I think of it now. That feeling, you want to get back to the playoffs, and I think that's the one thing that's been on my mind, and for the Angels, get back to the playoffs. And I think the team that we got this year, we got a great chance, and we're looking forward to it.
Yep, that's what I was going to ask you too. I was about to say, do you feel like this season could be a season where you guys get back?
For sure. Like I said, just staying healthy, that with that lineup and the rotation and that bullpen, I think we big things are ahead.
All right, and so that's pretty much all the time we got for Q&A today, and that's going to pretty much wrap it up for our stream today. Mike, is there anything you want to say to our fans before we head out?
No, I appreciate you guys following. Go out there, play hard for you guys this year, and look for a great season for the Angels. And it's glad to be back as a sports fan. With the whole lockout stuff being over, I think the fans deserve it, and to be able to go out there and see a full season. And I'm looking forward to it, being out there and putting up big numbers.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch you play this year. I'm hoping that you guys can make it back to the playoffs and everything. And Mike, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. Like I said, I'm very honored to have you on, and this was a very good time. I enjoyed it. So hopefully we can maybe do this again in the future. And that's going to pretty much do it for today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And with that said, we'll see you guys next time. Die too young, 100 miles per hour might crash, cause good die young. But here I come, push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back home. Y'all coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. I've been on the road.
I've been doing shows, now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We stealing at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot, still trying to flip it out the stove. Rocking fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave, I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Or die too young. 100 miles per hour might crash cause good die young. But here I come. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more.